It is now time for the main event. We're in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Terence "Bud" Crawford going against Roy Jones Jr. in the WBC middleweight division. No three knockdown rule is in effect. No fighter cannot be saved by the bell. Only the referee, Kenny Bayless, can stop the fight. And here come the fighters as they make their way to the ring. Terence Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska. 42-0 with 31 KOs. With the custom-made Terence "Bud" Crawford robe. Arguably his toughest challenge, Captain Hook himself, the pride of Pensacola, Florida, the great Roy Jones Jr. 22-0 at 20 KOs. It's power versus speed tonight in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Let's kick it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed three-division champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing the newly crowned champion, holding a record of 22 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the young, undefeated, and newly crowned IBF middleweight champion of the world, known as Captain Hook, introducing Roy Jones Jr.
And you can feel the tension here as Kenny Bayless will bring the fighters to the center of the ring for the pre-fight instructions.
I want you to protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck.
Crawford Jones from Madison Square Garden, scheduled for 12 in the WBC middleweight division. And here we go, Crawford. Fast out of his corner, snapping, two jabs, and then following it up with a hook. Crawford, 31 wins by knockout, 42 wins in total against the sensational Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida. And here's a big shot by Terence "Bud" Crawford. The power of Crawford against the speed and the defensive ability. But right away, Bud Crawford picking angles. Look out, he's got Jones in trouble. Roy Jones backed up there. And now downstairs for Bud Crawford. The power of Bud Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska, has been problematic for several fighters throughout his great career. A future Hall of Famer, Terence "Bud" Crawford. And he is all over Roy Jones here in round number one. Downstairs now, backing up. Good jab. Here comes Roy Jones. Good action here as we hit the 1 minute mark. Round number one, scheduled for 12. This fight being brought to you tonight by Super Fights on YouTube. Thank you for the love and appreciation so far for the Super Fight series, courtesy of Undisputed, the world's best boxing game. And Crawford now 25 seconds, beating up the great Roy Jones Jr. Over the top now, missing with a looping left hook. And we're 10 seconds left in round number one. Here comes Roy Jones. Takes an uppercut. And fast moving first round. Good action. Good instruction by both trainers, both cornermen, talking to their fighters. Roy Jones took a couple shots there. And here we go for round number two, scheduled for 12 in New York City at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Crawford again out quick and on the attack. And there's a big shot. Downstairs now, here comes Roy Jones Jr. And he's backing up Bud Crawford, maybe for the first time in his career. Crawford's in trouble. Now he's able to fight out of it. Bud Crawford, great defensive skills. He's got to back away. Get his legs back underneath him. 2:19 left to go, round number 2. And over-eager, Bud Crawford got caught by Roy Jones Jr. We said in the pre-fight, it's power versus speed and the great defensive skills of the man from Pensacola, Florida, Captain Hook himself. And he's getting hit with hooks now. Uppercut now, right uppercut. Terence Crawford, Bud Crawford in the, looks like, cream color or gold colored trunk with the white trim. Jones wearing the Franklin trunks, white with gold. Both fighters in tremendous shape as we hit the 1 minute mark of round number 2. Scheduled for 12 in the WBC division. Action starting to slow down a bit. Crawford trying to hit a jab, then with a straight. Nothing doing. Bud Crawford, 42-0, 31 KOs. Versus the IBF champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. No belts are on the line tonight. This is in the WBC middleweight division. 10 seconds. Who's going to close the show? There's a good shot by Bud downstairs now. And Roy Jones' defensive skills on display in round number 2. And I got to give that round to the man from Pensacola, Florida, Roy Jones Jr., as Bud Crawford goes back to his corner getting instructions. And a very excited Roy Jones Jr. corner. And here we go, round number 3, scheduled for 12 in New York City. Crawford again out fast, tries to hit a jab. Jones misses with a hook, straight right by Bud Crawford. Off and running, round number 3, scheduled for 12. We're in the middleweight division. No title at stake. We're glad to welcome back Max Kellerman, who will be our unofficial ring scorer tonight. Max from HBO Boxing and ESPN fame will be providing his insight after this round. And there's a good shot there by Bud Crawford. I have it here, 1 round apiece. Giving Crawford the first round. Jones got the second round. There's a big shot now. Bud Crawford now upstairs, and he's hurt. Roy Jones Jr. maybe for the first time in his career. And now he goes downstairs, misses with the hook, and Roy Jones able to survive that onslaught by the great Bud Crawford. There's a straight, tries to go downstairs, and now 2 hooks by Captain Hook himself. The pride of Pensacola, Florida. And Bud Crawford now trying to cover up. And he slowing down, downstairs now, chopping him down, back and forth. And that one hurt Roy. There's another one. Now upstairs now for Bud Crawford. 16 seconds in a exciting round number 3. Both men going toe-to-toe and blow for blow. 4 seconds, 3, 2, and that's going to be it for round number 3. That round may be too close to call. We're going to kick it over to Max Kellerman. He'll give his insight on who he has in the lead as we're in the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And here we go, round number 4. And he has it 2 rounds to 1, as so do I. Roy Jones down to Terence Bud Crawford, 29-28, round number 4. There's a big looping right hook by Bud Crawford. And there's a shot. Boy, Jones got him clean with that shot. And Bud Crawford again backing up. His legs are unsteady, but able to fight out of it. He got stunned by that shot by Roy Jones. Here comes Crawford back. Where is he getting the energy? Trying to miss all 4 punches in that combination. But now he's got Jones in trouble. It cannot get him out of there. Still wobbly. Both fighters and back and forth. What action here. 125 left to go in round number 4. Both fighters dazed in the round. What a fight here in Madison Square Garden, and Bud Crawford cannot catch up. And he caught Jones again. And where does Roy Jones have the ability to, now he comes back. Roy Jones catches Crawford. Here we go, back and forth. Somebody's gonna go down here. Shades of Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. 13 seconds, both fighters, what a show. And again, Jones is stunned. Is he going to survive the round? He will. Maybe the round of the year in the WBC middleweight division. Bud Crawford and Roy Jones Jr. as Crawford has a deep cut above his right eye. And here we go to round number 5. An instant classic here in New York City. 2:55 left to go. As we start round number 5, action now not as fast. Both fighters took a tremendous amount of punishment. And back comes Crawford again. And now he's going to go downstairs. Here comes Roy Jones. Another hook by Crawford, trying to go to the uppercut, and he caught Roy Jones, and then back comes Roy Jones. And he is busting up the inside of Terence Bud Crawford. Look at this. The ring IQ of both these guys is off the charts. 147, round number 5. And Bud Crawford taking a beating here. 130. Crawford may run out of gas. He's trying to get his legs underneath him. He is busted up as Captain Hook takes a leaping hook. Crawford cannot connect. Goes downstairs trying to get. Ooh, that one hurt. That one hurt Roy Jones to the body. Jones quickly on the run now. 43 seconds left to go. Round number 5. We're scheduled for 12. I doubt we get there. Both. Oh, there's a big time shot. Bud Crawford now on the attack mode. But for whatever reason, Roy Jones Jr. is able to survive those shots. Coming to the close of round number 5 in New York City. What a show. An epic event put on by Super 5s on YouTube. Don't forget to give a like and a subscribe to the channel for more exciting fights in the WBC division. And we will check the CompuBox numbers. CompuBox established in 1985 where every punch counts. And we're in round number 6. Scheduled for 12. Action slow. Downstairs now. Quick body shot there by Roy Jones. Roy Jones is feeling something. He has been aggressive going after Bud Crawford. Using angles, picking a shot with that peekaboo defense, which is throwing off Bud Crawford here. But Bud is hitting a lot of power shots. But Roy Jones is able to fight through it and survive round. Big shot there by Roy. Back with a left hook by Bud Crawford. Couple straights and a jab. There's a jab, working the jab. Both fighters trying to establish dominance. Bud Crawford cut him above the right eye. 1:30, round number 6, not as fast as the previous 5, and not a lot of action so far. Both fighters trying to reset halfway through the fight here at Madison Square Garden. One minute now. More of a defensive mindset here. Bud Crawford caught Roy a little bit behind the ear. Referee Kenny Bayless did not see it. And there's a big shot by Bud. Bud bobbing and weaving. Both fighters had the same idea in mind, and here comes Roy Jones now. Backs up Bud Crawford. 42 wins for Bud Crawford. 0 losses. The pride of Omaha, Nebraska. A future Hall of Famer. And Kenny Bayless separates the fighters and head them back to the corner. And Bud Crawford starting to breathe heavy in the corner as we head to round number 7. And we are dead even according to our unofficial scorer, Max Kellerman. Max has seen a lot of fights throughout his legendary career. And he just gave me the thumbs up here at ringside, and he's enjoying this one. And now it's Roy Jones. He has Crawford back into the corner, and Bud Crawford's got to fight out of that somehow. There's a right uppercut downstairs now for Roy Jones. Crawford looks to be very exhausted. Might have punched himself out. But you cannot count out the great Terence Bud Crawford. Ooh, Jones just lucky he missed that shot. It could have been good night, Irene. 1:30 left to go, round number 7. Dead even according to our unofficial scorecard. But Bud Crawford is beaten up, and he's in trouble. And he's stunned. He cannot get out of there. And Bud Crawford is in trouble. Legs are rubbery. And how does he back away? And now he's on the run away from Roy Jones. Crawford trying to get some energy back into the fight, some enthusiasm, because he's starting to look defeated. Roy Jones is putting on a clinic in round number 7 tonight. Good head movement. Now the guard's starting to come down. He's starting to feel a little bit more confident. He's got to watch out. Bud Crawford's got tremendous power. And Crawford is saved by the bell. And a very confident Roy Jones Jr. walks back to his corner with a high five by his cornerman. Look at the energy from Roy Jones Jr. You're watching a great one here on Super Fights on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. Here we go. Round number 8, and you got to give that round to the great Roy Jones Jr. from Pensacola, Florida. Very sharp and beating up Bud Crawford here in the middle stages of our fight tonight on Super Fights on YouTube. Coming to you from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, New York City. We are scheduled for 12 in the WBC middleweight division. Terence Bud Crawford, 42-0 against the IBF champion, Roy Jones Jr., 22-0. Somebody's got to go tonight. And both these fighters, Bud now trying to go to the body. Both these fighters putting on a tremendous effort. Great show. You can hear the crowd. They have not stopped cheering throughout this fight. Action-packed in the early stages. Kind of settled down as we prepare for the championship rounds if we get there. There's a nice 1-2 by Terence Crawford. 1 minute left to go. Bud trying to establish himself. Downstairs to the body. Roy Jones with that peekaboo defense. It's hard to attack him He got a counter, Roy, and he makes very few mistakes inside the ring. 44 seconds left to go. As we come to the close of round number 8, and Bud Crawford just got drilled. That one, he really felt. And look at the confidence. And now, Roy Jones, maybe Crawford trying to get to him, and he can't do it. Oh boy, what a left hand by Terence Bud Crawford. And just missed that one. And maybe just enough to sway the judges. And Bud Crawford came on strong, and where it looked like Roy Jones getting a little too overconfident. And there is disgust now. He's getting yelled at by his cornerman as we go to round number 9, scheduled for 12. Crawford now, by all indications, this is a four-round fight. Unless one of the judges swayed in another direction. We are approaching the championship rounds here in New York City. And there's a big uppercut, a right uppercut. And then a follow-up by a second one. What I'm noticing here, Bud Crawford cannot get up against the rope. That's where Jones has been doing most of his damage. He's got to try to counter him and let the action come to him. I think Bud trying to get notoriety. If he knocks out Roy Jones Jr. And there's a big shot downstairs now. Crawford keeping the pressure on. And does he have enough? Yes, he does. Bud Crawford has knocked down Roy Jones Jr. here in round number 9 on a monstrous left hook. And it sends the IBF champion down to the canvas. And here's referee Kenny Bayless administering the count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jones is up at 5. He should have took the 8 count, but he's frustrated as he got into it with a great Terence Crawford. And Crawford's got to be careful. He cannot punch himself out. And Crawford's going to be smart here. He's going to back up. He already knows he's got the round. Let Jones chase him around. 25 seconds left to go. What? And now he backs up again. 11 seconds. We're going to come to the close of round number 9. And Bud Crawford is just taking the lead here as we're going to head to the championship round from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden here in New York City. Terence Bud Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska, against the pride of Pensacola, Florida, the IBF champion, Roy Jones Jr. Round number 10. Max Kellerman has it 86-84 for Terence Bud Crawford. Well, we shall see. 9 minutes left to go in this fight. Crawford. Oh, there's a big shot by Bud Crawford. Can he answer? Nope. Good defense now. But he hurt Roy Jones on that one. Bud Crawford was able to escape many situations where many of us at ringside thought he was going to go down, but he was able to take down Roy Jones Jr., and he cannot get careless because Jones is on the attack with 139 left to go, and there's a nice hook there. Bud Crawford now, good short uppercut by Roy Jones. Roy Jones is very desperate. He understands the urgency in this fight. He's been knocked down, and let's see. 1:10 left to go, round number 10, scheduled for 12 in the WBC middleweight division. And then Crawford almost got him out on that one. Great presence of mind. There's a duck and a knee, and there's an uppercut. I don't know if he got all of it, but that one he did. Look out. Back and forth we go. And Crawford's in trouble with a good shot to the body. 20 seconds. Can Bud Crawford survive? And he's backing up, trying to get some distance. 9, 8. Let's see. Jones cannot, and Crawford somehow survive. Bud Crawford, with great heart and ring awareness, was able to survive as we head to round 11 here in Madison Square Garden. You're watching Super Fights on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more exciting fights from the world's best video game, Undisputed, here on YouTube. And the cut, they're fixing the cut, looks very tired and winded. Terence Bud Crawford, but he's got 6 minutes to go. And Roy Jones comes right out with a stiff jab, and I mean stiff. Snap back Crawford's head, and Bud Crawford just trying to survive here, the early onslaught. There's a big shot by Bud. Back and forth we go, 230. Trying to catch Roy Jones and making a mistake. Boy, Crawford would have hit that shot. It could have been good night. Short right uppercut. Back, oh, here we go. Both fighters going toe-to-toe. Back and forth action. True warriors in the ring tonight. Roy Jones Jr., Terence Bud Crawford from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And 1:30 left to go, round number 11. And Crawford, does he have enough? He does. And down goes Roy Jones Jr. for the second time in tonight's fight. And that shot, the right hand, stunned Roy Jones Jr. and Bud Crawford knocked him to the canvas with a solid left hook. Kenny Bayless with the count. Jones is wobbling. He got up at 6. Another 10-8 round at least from the pride of Omaha, Nebraska. And he's going for the shot now. And Bud Crawford may have knocked out Roy Jones Jr. as he goes down. And Roy doesn't appear to have anything left. And that shot might be all she wrote in the 11th round here at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Kenny Bayless again with the count. Jones trying to find himself. He's up to 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. Bud Crawford is knocked out. Roy Jones Jr. For the first time in his career, Roy Jones experienced the fate, and the IBF champion has been knocked out by Terence Bud Crawford, the pride of Omaha, Nebraska. Bud Crawford will go to 43-0 with 32 KOs. And it wasn't easy for the great Bud Crawford, as Max Kellerman and the other guys at ringside, Owen Scott, Boris Leeway, and Frank Wright, all scored it in favor of Bud Crawford, 95-94, razor thin. Tonight from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, we are in the WBC middleweight division, and you just seen one of the all-time classic fights here on Super Fights on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button as we're going to wrap up our coverage of tonight's historical bout between Terence Bud Crawford and Roy Jones Jr. In the 11th round, Bud Crawford knocked out Roy Jones Jr. to go for the 43-0 at 32 KOs. And what can we say? What heart and determination by the great Roy Jones Jr. Both fighters went back and forth, but it was Crawford's elusiveness to get out of those tough moments in the fight where Roy Jones couldn't put him away seemed to backfire against the man from Pensacola, Florida, who tastes defeat for the first time in his illustrious career. So we're going to look at the combi box number. Remember, a combi box. Every punch counts was established in 1985. 44%. 233 out of 538 for Roy Jones. Let's look if there's any discrepancies. Uppercut, 63%. Power punches, 71. But the difference is Bud Crawford threw 181 power punches compared to 31. Hooks, pretty much 362 for Crawford. Damage, Bud Crawford was cut above the right eye, but the power of the man from Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Bud Crawford, stops the great Roy Jones Jr. tonight. And before we get out of there, we just want to remind everybody, we are getting tremendous feedback on the Super Fights edition of the YouTube channel. Checking the stats, we got you coming coast to coast and border to border from all over the world to check in on the Super Fights every night here on YouTube. Brought to you by the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, and the best boxing video game today, undisputed. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. The more activity we get to the channel, the more exciting fights we'll bring, with more new content coming your way every night here on Super Fights on YouTube. And with that, we'll say goodbye and stay tuned for more exciting fights on the Super Fight. Tonight we had Super Fight Crawford Jones Jr. It did not disappoint. Hope you enjoy the show. We'll see you next time at the fights. So long, everybody.